Welcome to another lecture in the Snowflake series. Today we'll have a look at micropartitions. Micropartitions are one of the most important concepts in Snowflake. Uh, this is what makes it so unique as compared to some of the other cloud warehouses. What are micropartitions? Those who come from the traditional database world might be aware of the concept of partitions. So partitions in database are the logical partitions wherein you divide a certain table in logical partitions so that your queries become faster. An example is if you're trying to fetch some data for a particular month in a particular year, and if you have the table divided into partitions, let's say the yearly partition or monthly partition, then it becomes much easier for the query to go and search the data in that particular partition. Similarly, in Snowflake, there is a concept called micropartitions. But the main difference here is these are not just logical, okay? These are actually physical partitions. It is basically the way the data is stored within Snowflake. So you might remember from previous lectures that we actually load the data from the cloud storage into Snowflake. Let's say you are using some external storage like S3 and then you are moving the data into Snowflake. So when Snowflake stores this data, it stores this as a micro partition. Okay, this micro partition is a property of the Snowflake storage layer. So these are actually a physical storage, and as the name suggests, these are micro partitions. And these are so a table is divided into several micro partitions. These are really small. The data in a micro partition can be up to from 50 MB up to 500 MB uncompressed data, right? Snowflake does apply compression on top of this, but in an uncompressed form, the maximum is around 500 MB. Okay, how this is stored is right. So Snowflake store this as a columnar way, right? You might remember the Snowflake storage is a columnar storage, and we'll have a look at it in our next slide in much details. But whenever the data is stored within a table, it is stored in a columnar way in the micro partitions. Okay, and the data is also compressed. We can compress the data when we store it in Snowflake. It is done by default. There are various compression that can be applied as well. Um, Now, when the data gets stored in this micro partition, there are some other things also that get stored, right? So it's the metadata of these micro partitions. And what does that mean? Basically, if you're storing a data in micro partitions, Snowflake will also store the range of values for each of these. Okay, it will store the distinct values, it will store the start and the end of these, and some additional properties. All these are used for optimization. Okay, so basically micro partitions is the way of Snowflake to store the data to give a better performance. Okay, those who come from the Redshift world, they might be aware of the concepts like a zone map and all, where we are storing the metadata of the data. When you are storing it on the disk, it is somewhat similar to that. Okay, it is just the micro partition is bit different concept which is there in Snowflake. So moving to the next slide. Okay, let me just go to the next one. Yeah, so this is where we'll go through actually how a micro partition looks like and how the data is stored. This diagram is directly from the Snowflake side. I've given the link for reference. You can go and have a look at there. And I'll try to break this down in a simpler way so that everyone understands what it is. On the left hand side, right? So this is a table. Okay, this is a table which has around 24 rows. And here it is shown how it is actually physically stored in Snowflake. Okay, this is how it is stored in Snowflake. Let's look at the first micro partition. Okay, micro partition 1. So if you see, this whole table is divided into 4 micro partitions, and again this is just for example. Okay, in actual table there can be thousands of micro partition. So this table, which has 24 rows, it's divided into 4 micro partition. Each micro partition has 6 rows. Now let's focus only on this micro partition. Okay, now how the first row is stored, right? Type, name, country and date. 2A UK 11 2. So this row is stored like this in this micro partition 2A UK 11 2, right? This is how the data is stored. The second row is 4C SP 11 2 4C SP 11 2, right? Similarly, the third row. So if you see this grouping, this is based on the column, okay, the type column. So here you will see the first 6 rows, right? This 2 4 3 2 3, okay, 2 4 3 2 3 2. This you will see it here 2 4 3 2 3 2. That means it is saving the data in a columnar way. So and this is how a columnar data is stored. Now this is the actual physical storage, okay? So we are storing the data in the columnar way. So first it is the micro partitions, and after micro partitions it is column, okay? So when you store the data, first Snowflake will store it into micro partition. Within the micro partition it will store it as columns. Now how does it help? How does a columnar storage helps, okay? Now this is not just specific to Snowflake, but for any other database that is columnar. It helps you in two ways, okay? One is you have the same data type, right? So a particular column has the same data type. Let's say this type is all integer or numerical here, right? So they have the same data type. Similarly, name is all, let's say, varchar or string. Now how it helps is, since the data type is same within a particular store, okay, the way it is stored, it helps to applying a better compression logic, right? Now imagine in the older databases, the row level one, where you are storing the complete row like this, right? Row by row storage was there. There the compression was not that great because you are storing data of different data types together. Okay. That's the advantage of a columnar one, where you get a data type is same, you get better compression. And the second most important advantage is you can actually select the required column, right? You can select the required column only. So if you just want, if you want to write a query where you just want to select the country, right? So you can just do select country, and then it will just have to go and fetch the data from here. It won't have to scan all the other columns, right? That's the main advantage of columnar databases. So Snowflake uses both of these, okay, micro partitioning as well as columnar. How micro partitioning helps? It will tell the query like which micro partition it has to fetch data from. Okay, let's say we are trying to fetch a query where country is equal to, let's say, SP. Okay, so it knows, okay, where it is, where so it will go and fetch only that micro partition. Okay, so all those micro partition where this exists, right? And then it will fetch that particular row for you. So this is how it will work. Micro partitioning helps in getting the exact data, and it helps in reducing the query scans. It will not go through all the micro partitions, okay? And the columnar one will help you to get the actual column for which you want to fetch the data. This together, this concept of micro partitioning and columnar, which also benefits in applying a better compression, it helps in having an optimized uh, performance or a better performance as compared to some of the other databases. And a point to remember is user cannot directly access this micro partitions. It has to be accessed through Snowflake only. Okay, that was a quick overview about micro partitions and the columnar data format, how data is stored within Snowflake.